going down, fuck the word, I'm a thug. Tell him, can't nothing stop me but a slug.
Demetrius Johnson against Ray Borg, which is supposed to be last weekend's main event, and we know the whole story with Ray Borg, has been rebooked for UFC 216. Jesse, do you care? Did you really want to see that fight, or should we move on to something else?
I don't mind it, man. I think you give a guy an opportunity to do something, and if he really got sick, he really had no medical clearance to go. All right, give him another opportunity. Now, the only curious thing about that whole thing, and I don't know if we talked about it last time, but I remember that this came up just this week, is that after that, he's no longer working with his nutritionist that he was ranting and raving about that whole week. So there's something shady going on there, but you know what? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, if once we get to the event, when that happens and he pulls this stuff again, it's over. He's no longer, we're just going to have to force him to move up, right? Just like Kelvin Gastelum, just like a bunch of other guys, just move up. No more opportunities at flyweight.
Yeah. I mean, look, if it's a whole deal making weight thing, you got to say something, Fred.
Yeah. There we go. Can you get this accurately represents my thoughts about this cocksucking fight at this point. I mean, I just, you know what? To be honest with you, I hope Ray Borg fucks him again, man. I hope he fucking fucks the pooch again. Fool me once, fucking shame on you. Fool me twice, fucking shame on me. I mean, this fucking guy has bit the bullet so many times. I mean, fuck. For the sake of all of us, I hope he fucking, gets his shit together, makes the weight, or doesn't catch pneumonia, 12 hours before the fight or whatever the fuck. But I'm fucking over it. Nobody really wanted this fight from the judge. It's been a fucking weird year for the UFC, man. It feels like there's been a lot of awkward kisses going on. You know what I'm saying? Like we get this real awkward kiss with GSP and Michael Bisping. Who nobody really asked for that fight. Nobody really wants it, but we're just going to do it. You know what I mean? Because we're here and we're MMA fans, so it'll work. Ray Borg and fucking Mighty Mouse. I mean, who really wants that fight other than Ray Borg and his team? I mean, who really is dying to see that fight, man? And then we're going to awkwardly tune in to watch it. And DC, Mighty Mouse is going to fucking, throw him a beating, inevitably. And everybody's going to fucking, not give two shits. DC, goddamn. DJ is going to get no fucking credit for the shit. Like, it just seems like a fucking no win for any of us. Who cares, man? Nobody wants to see the fight. Mighty Mouse isn't going to get the credit he deserves if he wins against Ray Borg. Like, it's all just a fucking shit show, man. I really don't know who he should fight, but real talk, I'd rather see him take a fight at 35 against damn near anybody.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, just honestly.
Yeah, no, for sure. And Raider says, I'm so over Borg, Ray Borg. And then Priya Rose says, why can't we just get Pets? Oh, Pettis. Oh, yeah, I see the miss.
Nah, man, you know what? I would like to see Pettis fight Cejudo.
Me too. Cejudo and Pettis, and then
Cejudo and Pettis, man. That and then the winner of that fights DJ. But let DJ go take a fight at 35, man. I'm fight Ray Borg, man. Fuck that in the ass, Jack. I want to see DJ get punched.
Yeah.
How about this, Fred? You let him break the record, then he starts doing all the fun stuff you want him to do. Move up to 35, have, whatever fights you want to book him in. He just wants this record more than anything. Can he
pick a guy that'll make weight for me, please? So we can get this record out of the goddamn way? Fuck.
Wait. But then tell me, out of all the people that are in his division that he hasn't beaten yet or fought, name one of those guys that deserves a shot.
The guys he's fought?
That he hasn't fought yet. Name somebody that he hasn't fought that deserves a shot right now in his division.
I mean, man, there is nobody. But
Pettis?
How low you think we can get CM Punk if we get him on a little meth?
or
fuck it already.
Yeah. No, fuck it. Let's see him Punk go in there at 170. He still gets massacred.
True. Let DJ take his first fight at welterweight. Woo!
Yeah, fuck Connor. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go that many weight classes out. Fuck you. No, but
no, but as I don't know if we're gonna touch this point, but Cejudo, impressive in his last fight. Exactly what we thought he would be, right?
Right.
We thought that given enough time, Cejudo would be this guy that had the best striking, had the wrestling to keep it standing, and had the power. Finally, he's starting to show it, but the downside is he already has a loss to DJ, right? So this is the problem with Sergio in there. He's still a little too young, and we need him to develop a little bit more before we get him in there. Because if you start getting these losses to the champ, then it's over. It's going to be hard to get another crack at him.
Yeah, but really, man, with Henry, he was so kind of early into his MMA career, and he looks like he's actually like gotten a lot better. So if he was to come in and stop Sergio Pettis by strikes, hypothetically, like outbox him, I think you could actually sell that fight with Mighty Mouse at that point. Like at that point, I think a lot of us would be like, all right, shit, dude's hands look a lot better. And, you know, little things like that make all the difference in the fight. We know that fucking Cejudo could wrestle with DJ. He just couldn't strike with him. If he could actually strike with him a little bit, he could, you know, change the whole dynamic of that fight.
No, for sure, man. Now, this fight's been rebooked. That's the reason we're talking about it. Has been rebooked for UFC 216, which, if you guys remember, is the Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson interim title fight. Now, it's probably going to bump Dariush and Dunham off the main card, but it's going to be Ferguson, Lee, Demetrius Johnson, which they might even try to push. Johnson and Borg. They're probably going to put it Coleman. I don't think they could put it as the main event, not anymore. But Ferguson, Lee, Johnson, Borg, Verdum, and Lewis, Van Zant, Jessica I, and then Harris and Godbeer. I don't know. A lot of people were asking, does DJ and Ray Borg make UFC 216 like a ridiculous amount better? You know what I mean? Like a better card by like a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say a lot, but
it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, no, listen. God damn it, Ray Borg. If you can make it to the fucking fight and we can actually get the damn thing done, it does help. Again, make no mistake about it, I don't think Ray Borg has that great of a shot against DJ. Crazier things have happened. I don't think it'll be all that competitive of a fight. But listen, yeah, I mean, it's another title fight. It is a history-making title fight. So it definitely adds a little pizzazz. And listen, that card, could have used it was a decent card, but this was a nice fucking addition for sure.
And plus, like, who was going to pay pay-per-view money for an interim title between two guys that, I mean, we know who they are, but does the relative casual fan really know who Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson really are? Like, they're not invested in these guys yet. I think after that title fight, I think people will know both of them. But I think up until that point, that card was really hurting for some star power. And I'm not saying that DJ brings like that Conor McGregor star power, but he does bring a legitimate storyline to that card, which is he's gonna break that record. I mean, that's something that you can sell on, I think. And I agree with you though, Eddie. I don't think they can make that a main event. I think that's gonna be the co-main, just because they always like to have the heavier guys at the top, So I think even if it is a interim title, I think that'll still take the headlining spot.
Yeah, no, it'll still do it. And then I had a fucking tweet from Museman here. Oh, Museman says DJ has been starving his competition out of 125. He's never going to go to 135 to get murked. He's a hypocrite, but not dumb. Yeah.
Very well could be true.
Look, he's not stupid.
He did pretty well at 135 before. Remember, guys, like one of his only losses was to Dominic Cruz when he was a beast. So,
right, no doubt.
Yeah, not surprised. MFZX back in the YouTube comments saying Tony the cringe Ferguson, the cringe dude. You know what? Now that he mentions that dude is kind of cringy when he talks. Like you're just waiting for him to be weird as shit. You're like, God damn it, Tony, what the fuck's up? Yeah,
I am not a Tony Ferguson fan. Dog. I've never really been a big not that he does anything. I think he's a little overrated for my liking. Just my personal opinion. I think he's a little overrated.
Yeah. So
of course, don't like the Mexican guy. I get it.
I mean, he barely looks Mexican. He looks more like a Cuban Puerto Rican mix.
He looks confused. Every time I see him, he looks confused as shit. Like he can't hear what you're saying. Raider says, dude, I have no faith in any of these cards staying intact anymore. I don't either. You know what I mean?
No shit. And listen, hold on. Okay, that brings up a good point. First off, you're right. B, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
We can never relax. The fucking morning of the fights, I'm getting cold shakes because who knows? I'm scared to check Twitter. Like, fights fall out at the fucking last second. So I was thinking about this today, too. We've all been fight fans for a long time. Fucking Jeremiah, if you're still watching, I'm sure most of the people that are watching fucking a podcast like this are legit hardcore fans and have probably been watching the sport for a long time. Is it just me? Am I just remembering the past fondly, or did shit like this just not used to happen, man? I mean, I know there was the random time where fuckers like that one prick fucking slipped on a fucking something on the way out to the cage or whatever. But like, did a lot of fights fall out the night before the event or like right after? I just don't remember fighters dropping out of fights this close to fight time this often. Maybe there's just a lot more fighters and a lot more fights now, so it seems like it happens more often. But it just seems like every event, somebody drops out fucking 6 hours before they're fucking supposed to fight. What the fuck?
But Fred, you also have to remember, you're right. It didn't used to happen a lot. We used to have less events. We have more events. But I think the biggest catalyst, and I think Joe Rogan has talked about this before, is that whole IV situation.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't let fighters rehydrate properly and really get their body back into at least semi-decent shape for a fight, you keep them exposed to getting sick, to getting hurt, to just, head and morale, passing out in the bathtub type of stuff.
Listen, nobody makes anybody fight at any weight class. I mean, just don't fucking cut 8,000 pounds and make fucking 45, Henan, you shitbird. I mean, that's not really on the UFC.
No, it's him.
But that is the thing, though. Now you're seeing that these guys have up, and now you're seeing less of these instances happening when these guys move up. But these guys that are still dedicated to trying to make those low weight classes, they're having that trouble. Most of the guys that pull out are people that have weight problems, right? Or get sick right up because they're just killing their body. I mean, Eddie would know. Eddie's cut weight before. When you're cutting weight, you're depriving your body of nutrients, of energy, of everything. And all that takes to fight off all kinds of diseases. And when you're when you're a UFC fighter, people want to shake your hand, people want to take pictures with you. All that exposes you to getting sick. But if you were able to rehydrate properly after these things and really be able to adjust your weight cut, I think we would lose less fights like this.
Ironically enough, though, none of our champions really have this problem, do they? Like, none of our champions are huge for the weight class necessarily, are they?
Other than Connor at 45, but like,
well,
currently,
that's not really a thing no more. You had to touch Connor at 55 at this point, and
Tyron Woodley, it looks huge to me.
Yeah, but I mean, he's never looked dead on the scale, though. He's never looked like he's never missed weight. He's never, do you know what I mean? He's not like one of these guys that's cutting up, a Johnny fucking Hendricks, where it's a fucking hit or miss every time. I guess what I'm saying is, word to future fighters, you might not want to cut that last 5 pounds. Just fuck it. Just head the other way, man, and get your body right, because I mean, it doesn't seem like anybody's really, Bisping doesn't cut an incredible amount. I mean, I know he cuts some, but you know what I'm saying? He's not fucking killing himself.
You saw RDA's last weekend, man. There's something to it. You know what I mean? There's something to it.
I got my own theories on that cocksucker, but
right. But
ordinarily, yeah, that's a good thing.
If we leave those up for just a split second, that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, Joey Tremendous says, I'm a brand new MMA fan, so all I know is Conor McGregor, haha, but I know there's a lot more out there. Welcome to the sport. We have a casual that's going to be watching the show.
Holy fucking shit. How the fuck did you stumble across this podcast?
Yeah, how'd you find this motherfucker? Literally, tell us in the comments how you found this, because I have no fucking clue how you found this. But the cool thing is that he admits it, because no one will ever admit they're casual or they're like a brand new fan. They're like, I've been watching since UFC 3. Who fought? Oh, Connor. Like that kind of shit. Like
He
that,
might,
you
he
get
might,
that
he might
shit
be
off.
trolling you too. That did sound a little.
Maybe he might be. Regardless, I appreciate it. Why not? And then Pierrot says, "Who do people think will win between Ferguson and Lee? I want Ferguson to win just because he should already get Connor, but I have a weird feeling Lee may win." Oh man, it's a tough fight to pick, to be honest with you, right? It's like, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the reality is, I guess the jury is still kind of out on Kevin Lee. We don't know exactly how good he is yet. I'll put it to you like this. If Kevin Lee is as good as I think he is, and if Tony is as overrated as I think he is, we're going to see Kevin Lee finish Tony Ferguson
In devastating fashion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, he's an actor. He's a devastating fighter. So, yeah. I kind of think he'll get I think he could rock him on the feet and then submit him on the ground. I don't think he'll necessarily catch him on a scramble because I got to hand it to Funky Tony. You know, he's over there training with Eddie Bravo, and then his jiu-jitsu game is nice. But I think I don't like Tony striking as much as a lot of people do. I don't find it all that great. I think he's weird and it's funky, but I think the right guy with really good timing is going to time him and crack the fuck out of him with all that awkward movement.
Thus, a Kevin Lee. Even worse, Conor McGregor.
Yeah, exactly. Could be wrong. That's why we had the fights, but that's the way I see it playing out.
No, I'm actually with you on that. I look. I like the jiu-jitsu. I like the ground game. I like the fact that he takes chances. But with the striking, dude, whenever I see him do that weird ass shit and coming from different angles, I always see angles to attack him in, to counter him in. That, you know what I mean? And again, I'm not in there fighting. I'm out here watching from TV, so it's a little different. But you know, the right coach, the right fighter is going to be like, yeah, bitch, that ain't going to work.
Not saying it would be easy, just saying it's possible.
It's possible. There you go. It's possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Priya Rose asked, do they have other flyweights on the Borg DJ cards? If you're talking about 216, there are two other flyweight fights. Both are in the early prelims. That's Matt Schnell and Marco Beltran, and then John Moraga and Magomed Bibulatab.
John Moraga, keep your hands up, boy. This shit goes south. We might just have to throw you in there as a piece of fresh meat for the lion.
And you can, hey, look, you can make that. You can kind of sell that fight because he fought DJ way too early in his career and got smacked. Yeah, got submitted at the last second, actually. In a
worst case scenario, what the fuck?
Exactly. Out of all those, I'd rather have John Moraga in there. He at least make it a fucking at least try to make it some kind of fight. Make says or asks or Jeremiah asks, what if Cejudo had stepped in for Borg on Saturday night after the performance he had against Heist? I'm not convinced he didn't get offered the fight, because I think DJ would have taken that fight. I think Cejudo's like, yeah, I'm not fighting them number one, possibly number one pound for pound guy on no notice without a camp.
I mean, is that even like possible though? Could he have even legally taken the fight like that? But it was like fucking 1 week away, wasn't it?
I think it's possible because Borg dropped on Friday night, the night before the weigh-ins, on Thursday night, right?
Right.
I think they could have made it happen because they made it happen with Soto and Dillashaw. I think.
No, but I'm saying though, homeboy had just competed though, right? Are you talking about before, you're talking about like scratch the Cejudo fight?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. But fuck it, whatever, man. Shit worked out good now. 216 did kind of need a little boost. I mean, and now, really, look, the fight to make is fucking Cejudo and Sergio Pettis.
Yeah, Pettis.
That's the fight, man. And then at least we'll have a real decent fucking contender at 25 for DJ once he gets done with this whole Ray Borg fiasco.
Motherfuckers love it to be a soldier.